on one of, I think our first question, does people pleasing generally stem from childhood?
Yeah. I read that question. I was like, doesn't everything?
Yes. It's such a good question to ask a therapist because obviously we are going to say yes.
It's all your parents' fault.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so, okay. So you're talking about this reward system. So in childhood, it starts getting rewarded.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, it's this cycle, right, of your behavior of being easygoing or being a people pleaser is rewarded by those comments by mom or dad or parents in any way, right? So it's this idea that like, if I keep doing this behavior, this is how I get that like love and affection or this like compliment that I'm hoping for, even if we're not like aware, right? That pattern starts to build for us, right? And sounds like you guys can relate to that. And we sort of learn that like you being easygoing, you being a people pleaser, right? Later in life is what you're here for. And it's going to continue to have that love shown for you, or that's like the way, that's the conditions for your love.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Right. And it's like, it almost gives you a false sense of control over this like love and affection, right? Like if I please this person, then I am going to be able to garner this like external love and connection from someone, or validation, right? If I haven't been able to develop the ability to give myself the validation, that I am going to make sure that this other person is happy so that I can validate myself. It almost gives us this false sense of control where like sometimes no matter what you do to please someone else, they might be miserable because of their own stuff. And then you're going to be like, oh God, like what else can I, right? It feels like you can do more and more and more to make them happy and to give you that validation, when really it's about giving it to yourself.
But I feel like one of the most painful parts of people pleasing is the resentment that you then feel in your relationships when you give it up. Can you talk more about that?
Yeah. And that's exactly like what was coming up for me as you guys were talking about that, right? It's this idea that, we have this control so that we're going to get that love eventually if we be, kind and nice and we please everyone around us. But that's the thing, right? Everyone has their own shit to deal with, right? And so if you're being the most kind and people pleasing and attuning to everyone's feelings around you, and it's still not working to make them be nice to you or love you, right? Then it's like, what am I doing this for? Right. And so like that painful feeling, like a lot of burnout comes up too. And this resentment starts to build. Like, no matter what I do, I cannot either get the love and validation that I need, but I can also not make you happy, which really is my end goal. Right. And I think that can just so, like you said, like lead to that, like such strong resentment and eventually, right, it can like rupture the relationship in a lot of ways too, right? And it's a lot of mind reading. Like your expectation is that they know that you're doing all of these things to make them happy in some way, and it's still not working. They have no idea.
Right.
Yeah. None.